Hello, my name is Shuttle here. Welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative in Supreme Role Ultimate. And in previous episode we did increase our oil production quite nicely up here. We built the supply depot and another gas field, built the railway between those two, so the supplies are at least a bit better there, and yeah, that did increase our production quite nicely, as well as our profit margins. But now I believe it's time to get another consumer goods factory. It's going to be a little bit expensive, so we might not be able to complete that in one go, but at the same time, that will increase our consumer goods production by another 70 to 80 tons. Actually, probably closer to 70 tons of goods produced per day, and that is going to be, per ton, it's going to be an extra about $1,300. So with the all profit, that is, so with, let's say 70 tons, that's still quite a significant amount of money. I mean, it's not a massive boost to the income, but hey, it's still improving the amount of exports that we do. And if the price is going up, which kind of seems to be, unemployment is currently, by the way, 3.6%, inflation is going up. I mean, now that we started producing that, the unemployment went down and the inflation went up. But before that, it was 3.8% unemployment, and inflation was like 7%. So that was at least a little bit better for a little while there. But after this is completed, we'll start accumulating a little bit more money. Of course, after that, we'll probably buy a few techs and wait for the election. We may need to lower the taxes for the elections again back to 35%. But that shouldn't really be an issue. But yeah, actually, how much? Yeah, after that we do need to increase the electricity production, most likely. It's not a massive problem yet, but I'm pretty sure that it will be. I think I'll make that into a nice electricity production place. It won't have a massively good... Actually, I wonder... I could build hydro plants there, okay. Maybe I'll build the power plants over here. Actually, is this entire river... Well, no, not quite. All the way down to there it is, and then around there it's more... Okay, so we can actually build a fair bit of hydro plants there, and a little bit down that way. Okay, so we got the grenade fusing completed, so we can now start the improved guns. How long is that going to take? About 200 days. I'll be alright. Not spending a massive amount of money on the research there. That's alright. The consumer goods factory is almost completed. That went fairly well then. Did run a bit low on industrial goods. But yeah, that is now completed. Alright, so let me move... Actually, so pretty much everything... How about we make this into a power production place then? Let's go constructions there. And we may want to build another supply depot here, just to increase the supplies in this region. I mean, it's currently around 50%, which is not terrible. It could be better. Or... how much would a airfield cost in consumer goods, or industrial goods? 2,000 tons. Okay, yeah, we'll build an airfield there first. We'll build a supply depot, and then we can maybe build another factory in there, or another supply depot if need be. But yeah, that airfield shouldn't take too long. And that should increase the supply. It also might mean that there might be some planes from other nations flying through here for some reason. I mean, now that there is going to be an airfield, they may have a reason to go through here. But yeah, we'll start making this into a nice electricity production region, I think. Because there's the coal mines over there, which will be providing a lot of coal if need be. Right now, not so massively, but will probably change. Unemployment has gone down again. Population is still climbing up at decent speed. And deaths have gone down, births have gone up, immigration has gone up, immigration has gone down. So, all in all, it's not too bad. Approval rating is still a steady 29%. Okay, so it was around 50%. Let's give it a few days and have a look at the supply limit. Or the supply percentage, rather. I'm getting a nice amount of money now. Oh, right, yeah, that might actually increase the productions around here. So now it's 60%. So it was a 10% increase in the supply limit there. Not great, not terrible. I think with 2 supply depots it's probably going to be 90% or 100%. Probably not 100%, but how much would a supply depot cost actually? I don't think it costs any military goods. It costs some industrial goods though, so let's have a look. I suppose it doesn't matter where you take the supply depot, it's in every category. 3,000 tons. It's a bit expensive, and it does have a bit of a staff there. Let's build one there to have a look. Also, that may have increased the industrial goods production a tiny bit. Now, said that I'd be improving the... Oh, actually, electric power is rather close. Okay. We're going to have to increase that very soon. Now, of course, we don't have a massive amount of industrial goods right now. I did say that I wanted to buy the techs from the United States, but right now, not really an option yet. Although, how much are we making from sales? 1.8 million. A full million, or almost a full million of that is from consumer goods. 600,000 petroleum, and 250,000 from military goods, so that's not a bad thing, actually. We may need to increase our food production, though. It's a bit lacking right now. I'm sure that there are some techs that will actually improve various things. And of course, if we were to increase the infrastructure funding even for... Ooh, unemployment is going down rather rapidly there. Okay, that may be a problem. So we don't necessarily want to build too much right now. We'll just let the money accumulate a little bit. I mean, the fact that we're building a supply depot and not losing a lot of money tells that we are actually doing fairly well in terms of economy. Once we stop constructing that, then we should be able to save up a little bit of cash. Maybe buy a tech, and then focus on getting the electricity production up in here. Like, we'll probably make this into good electricity. Oh, we could even make this one right on the rails there. But yeah, I have a feeling that we need a lot of electricity around here. Or, I mean, not just here, but everywhere. Proof guns is still going to take 156 days, so that is not any time near done. So items of separation progress. Hold on, was it this that allows the quantum physics? You know what, we'll start researching practical turbine application. I know that that was one of the things. We'll put it on the queue. And we got the supply depot now completed, so we're making about 2 million per day of profit. We're actually, without even sales, we're making a ton of profit, and then 1.9 million from the sales. That's pretty decent. Now, are we actually... Ooh, we might actually have to buy a ton of electricity now. Not massive amounts. Also, how much would the power plant cost? We're going for a coal power plant. 16,500 tons of industrial goods. Not great, not terrible. Currently increasing by 50 tons per day. So I think after 1 or 2 electric power, or more power, we need to probably increase the industrial goods. Although the price of industrial goods is rather low, so we might be able to buy them rather easily from the market. Sure enough, it is going to cost a little bit, but I think buying that, we basically now have all the industrial goods that we need for building the first power plant at least. At the same time, we are running a bit low on unemployment, so we don't have a massive workforce available right now, so that is one reason why we might want to wait. Oh right, we do have the elections coming next year. We already have 33% support. Right, okay, well that's pretty simple victory for them. Let's actually lower the taxes a tiny bit. I know I can afford it now, especially since the research isn't taking too much. We're not building anything important right now. So we're going to increase the domestic approval rating. That does mean that we will increase the consumption of various things a little bit in the domestic market, but that's probably not the worst thing. Because we will be able to buy them resources fairly easily anyway, and we've still got over 500 days of rubber. Okay, that's rather good actually. Right, so how... Okay, it is 80% supply in here. So with another supply depot, we could reach 100% in here, more or less. Unless there's a diminishing return, which might be the case. At the same time, it is now pretty good supplies in this region, that's for sure. How much is it over here? That's 56, so it might not spread it that much over there. A little bit. I mean, it's getting supply from both sides, so it's a bit hard to tell which one is providing it. And of course, then there's some of the domestic stuff. Right, so electric power. Oh, right. Buyers needed to whatever we need, quite frankly. I don't think it's going to be a massive purchase, though, so it's not going to bankrupt or anything like that. Right, so how much does it actually cost, according to the estimations? It's only 26 million. Okay, and how much do we have the unemployed? 3.5% now. Okay. I think I'll just let the money accumulate until we have enough to buy another tech. Let's actually have a look. What should we buy from United States now? Polymerization theories. That's a long text. We might want to get that one. How much? Okay, they want to sell us for 250 million. I suppose we can accumulate that. At the same time, I think we can afford building and accumulating stuff at the same time. So how about we just build the coal power plant then? Should be providing about extra 1,000-ish power per day. A bit less than that, but it should give us a decent buffer there to work with. The question is that would actually be a little bit better, I think. On the other hand, we might want to utilize this for the electricity production, and then we're going to use that for some other productions. Right, so let's start producing one there. We should have enough money so that we don't need to worry about the construction cost too much. And with the engineers, it's going to be completed rather quickly anyway. So there was the initial cost, and now we're already back to making profits. Not a massive profit, mind you, but a profit nonetheless. Right, so the improved guns is still taking a long while. How is that? Okay, research efficiency is 100%. I suppose one thing that I could do is I could increase the environment funding a little bit. It doesn't cost too much. It should lower the death rate a little bit, meaning that we'll get even higher population growth. And it should increase the support to a degree. And it's 29.4, so yeah, the support is still 33 point something %. That's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, the power plant is coming up quite nicely. And frankly, with the extra consumer goods that we are now selling, we are having pretty good economy. There's still poor availability of consumer goods, so if we want, I think what we'll do is we'll get the power production up a little bit to at least meet the needs that we currently have. Actually, is there any good places for agriculture in here that we might utilize? That already has forward capacity. We could maybe build there, but that's a bit off to the side. That doesn't have any more room. Maybe around here we could build a little bit. Of course, these. How much do these cost? So we got 4 of these so far. It's not all that much. Okay, let's build a double there. It's going to take a little bit of workforce away, of course. The supply situation over here isn't terrible. It's 50%. So we can work with that. We can certainly build a decent bit. And it should increase the production of agricultural products by maybe about 20%. So that should meet the needs that we have right now. And once we get the power production up, which should be close to being completed, yep. How much do we have industrial goods? Not a lot, to be fair. We may need to buy some. At the same time, we also do need to save up a lot of the cash. Oh, right, we have a bit of a lack of sales there for some reason. How much? Okay, I have lowered the price here quite a bit. May have been the... No, it most certainly wasn't military goods that we were lacking. Okay, so now we are producing a bit extra power again. That's good. And we are now making... Okay, we've got 100 million... So we're making 1.2 million per day right now, roughly speaking. Alright then. 1925, right, so it's election year again. There still hasn't been any wars or anything like that in the world, although I reckon that the military goods... Okay, the availability is still good. That's not terrible, I suppose. And we don't actually need to buy a lot of things, because the metal ore consumption has actually started going up a little bit. We still have a lot of extra capacity that we could use. Coal consumption isn't too bad. Have they... Oh, right, the supply over here has improved as well, so that means that we'll have even more coal production if need be. And consider that we got the 3 mines over there that are inactive, and another 2 down here that are inactive. I don't remember if we have more somewhere, but... Yeah, we got a lot of coal mine capacity, just not profitable selling right now, so I'm not working them or having them online right now. So how much do we have? We've got 7,000. I suppose one thing that I could do... How much is the supplies over here? So that's the 45%, so it's probably 25 from the village, more or less, and then 20% from the supply depot. One thing that I could, of course, do... Well, I got a few things that I could do. I can... Alright, we're getting the farms right now, so it will take a little bit of time before we are accumulating industrial goods again, unless we start buying them. Which you most certainly could, and the price is still extremely low for those. But yeah, let's say that we were to... We got a few options. We can start connecting to there. I mean, I'm talking about expanding our railway. I could expand down here, or I could expand this down here, for example. Now, there's not much production over here, so there's not massive requirement for that. I suppose connecting this down there might not be the worst idea. It does cost a little bit, so I don't think we have the industrial goods for that quite yet. But we're not that far off. We'll need to accumulate a little bit, but yeah, once we get the... Actually, let's have a look. What is taking the most? Consumer goods and industrial goods are taking the most of the consumption in here for electricity. Military goods are not taking a lot. Of course, we only have one military goods factory, so there is that. But we do need to start improving our electricity production quite a bit. One thing that I might want to do at some point is get rid of the small coal power plants here and replace them with bigger ones. I mean, we can maybe build the big one first, then get rid of one small one, build a big one, get rid of one small one. So there's only 2 build slots to use over there, and actually, we can build 3 over there, get everything out of there. We can start making this into another industrial hub at some point. Or we could, actually, we'll probably set up... Although we've got the seaport here, we can get the naval production over here eventually. We could maybe have even air production here if we want to, although that seems a bit risky. We could maybe have an air base there. Okay, so we got the agriculture production upgrades there. We had 7,500 tons before per day, now it's over 10,000 tons. We're making decent profit there, and that means... How much is the unemployment right now? 3.6%, so it's not too bad. Inflation is at 8.1% though, so that is a bit of a concern, to be fair. We have lowered the taxes. Overall spending of... Oh, actually, the spending has gone down. Oh, actually, no. I think it's gone up by about 500,000. It's 3.5 million, wasn't it? Not 5.3. Okay, the improved guns are almost done. I did get that. Okay, so how much do we have? We're getting 50 tons of industrial goods per day. And to build the next industrial goods factory is going to cost 34,000 tons. We are saving the money to buy at least one more tech first. Then we could start accumulating or stockpiling the industrial goods to build another factory. And then build another power plant probably. And then... I don't actually know what after that. We'll have to see. Okay then, still 180 million. I'm guessing the 250 million is still going to be... Oh. Oh, okay. 256 million now. Oh, and even that is not enough anymore. The United States doesn't like us. Yeah, we need to get the money quickly so we can actually get a tech. Or that particular tech in particular. It was that one, right. I suppose capital ship construction is something that we can't buy anyway, so we could research that. At the same time, actually the tank tech would be cheap. How about we buy some cheaper techs instead? So, clear offer. Let's go for the tank tech 18. We want 48 million for that. Sure. That should increase the relations that we have a tiny bit. Now we might be able to get something else for a little bit cheaper. Question is, what exactly can we buy from you? None of those. Pretty sure that we can't get isotope separation process either. Or the practical turbine. Actually, what do we have at the research? We got the practical turbine applications already in the research queue. Right. Well, we're still gaining the money, I suppose. Let's put in the isotope separation. 224 million. I'm going to need to save up a lot of money for that, but I suppose it's not the end of the world. In the meanwhile, we are doing a decent... Well, our economy is in a decent shape at least. Also, how is the support? 33% for us. 34% domestic approval rating. Okay, that's actually... Oh no, that's not our election. Okay. It's still 33% for us, but our domestic approval rating is 29.5%. That's not too bad. Right, so basically selling half of our, or almost half of our consumer goods production. And we're still making about $1,300 profit per ton sold, so that's actually not bad. Because of course you do need to take into account that even if you are increasing your sales, you probably, or the sales, you do still also increase the production cost, so that kind of goes hand in hand. Actually spending 1.7 million for that, okay. So there's one thing that I could do. So I could increase the taxes for a little bit, accumulate money faster as you buy the tech that we're going to buy from the United States, then lower the taxes again for the election, and then start saving up the money to buy the industrial goods to build another factory. And I suppose we'll fill up this one first. It's going to be 6 industrial goods factories in just one hex there. I suppose in our capital we could get a... Well, we'll probably get an airbase down here, don't we? Or if we get another supply depot, it would increase it to 100% supply. That is true. How is the economy doing now? 8.3% inflation and 3.6% unemployment. Population is 5.8 million. About 150,000 away from 6 million, so that's not too bad. Probably something like 6.3 million for 1930s. Maybe not quite that much, actually. Maybe 6.2 is a bit closer, but yeah, we should be able to get pretty good population. Well, there's a lot of free movement going on between some of our neighbors, at least, so that does help. And the agriculture production is keeping up. I'm guessing there's still, yeah, there's excellent availability. We've got plenty of rubber still, although we do need to make sure to remember to buy more from the Brits sooner rather than later. Petroleum production price has gone up, but so has the sale price, so we are actually making a pretty decent profit from there. Coal, not so much. Metal ore, also not so much. Uranium, we're not producing or consuming. I mean, no one is, really. And then electric power. I mean, eventually we do want to set up some nuclear power plants. Although that does mean that we'll have to buy the nuclear from the market. But I suppose there's not going to be a massive demand for it. But if there's going to be a demand, there's probably going to be someone that will build a uranium mine at some point anyway. I mean, I know that Congo at least starts with 2 mines. They're not particularly well supplied, but other than that, it's not terrible. Actually, if we want to build the factory down there, we might want to start moving. Because we almost have the money to buy the tech, that is, that we were after. Okay, choose 130 million now. Not great. We'll get there soon enough. Just a few more days. I'll actually wait it right here, so I can keep track if they want to change the deal further. Okay, there we go. We'll have rather small cash reserves right now, and with that we are actually out of time for this episode. So next episode I'll start by starting the construction of the industrial goods factory again. And we'll see what else we need to do for our economy to keep it running. But I mean, our economy is certainly going stronger and stronger, there's no denying that. But anyway, if you did enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.